business correspondent. Well, let's bring into the conversation the Hertfordshire-based economist and wealth manager, Jonathan Davis. Jonathan, good afternoon.
Hello, Roberto.
Blimey, it turns out you were right after all.
Well, there's a funny thing. Do you know what? It was 2009 that the Bank of England slashed the interest rate from 5% to 0.5%, and it's been there since. I noted your reporter there said it was an emergency rate. Has anyone seen emergency? For the last 3 years, they've been saying that they're going to raise interest rates. And I've been saying they're as likely to do that as finding Elvis on the moon. Indeed, 5 years ago, I said on, admittedly, a competitor of yours, Sky News TV, I said, if they raise rates, we're toast. And if they don't raise rates, it's because we're toast. And that's the reason why interest rates are going to stay low for as long as you can imagine.
Now, clearly, the people with the interest rates at heart want to raise the rates. They want to put the interest rates up, but they can't. They just simply can't. Is that the right picture, Jonathan?
No, they don't want to raise rates at all. As I say, for the last 3 years, they've been threatening, inverted commas, to do so. But it's only to save face, really, because they know that they've left rates too low for too long. No, they don't want to raise rates. When in 2014, we had in the UK 3% economic growth. Last year, when the figures finally come out, it'll be 2% economic growth. This year, it'll probably be under 1%, and it might even be a recession in 2016. The last thing on earth they want to do is raise rates. Okay. In fact, I'll tell you and your listeners this. Within 2 or 3 years, the UK will have what's called negative interest rates. We will actually have a negative base rate.
So how will that work? Because it's pretty low already, which is great if you're borrowing money. So what will a negative interest rate look like?
It won't actually much affect normal folk. It'll affect the banks who will find that if they place money, deposit money with the Bank of England, then they're actually going to lose money, because that's a negative interest rate. It'll also affect multinationals. It won't so much affect normal folk, and therefore it won't help the real economy. It'll help banking in the short term. It won't help the real economy. We are, as I say on Twitter, #turning Japanese. Japan, for 23 years, had very low inflation, very fragile growth, if any, and their stock market went down 80%, and their house prices went down 60%.
Jonathan, if it carries on going pear-shaped and turning Japanese, surely all the Bank of England has to do, and it's done it before, and all the world banks, is just print more money. Just hit that button on the keypad and release more money. Yeah,
well, they have done a number on the media. They persuaded the media that quantitative easing is what you're talking about, was the reason why we stopped an economic depression back in 2008-09. No, that wasn't what stopped it. What that did was it bailed out the banking system. What stopped the economic depression was they slashed interest rates. Do you know what? They can never do that again. They can bring interest rates down from 0.5 to -5, but it's not going to help the real economy.
So what do they do? I mean, what would you... Dare I ask the question, Jonathan? What would you do if you were in Mark Carney's shoes?
You call him Carney, I call him Carnage. I would bring back a thing called capitalism. Bailing out the banks with £1,000 billion, £1 trillion, was not capitalism. If a business fails, you let it go bust. I would let the market set interest rates. I wouldn't have a Politburo of 9 people in an ivory tower setting it for 65 million people. Those are the 2 things that I'd do. I would not have money printing, and I would let the market set interest rates. And when the banks go belly up, I would let them go bust.
What about the people who've got money with the bank?
They will be guaranteed by the other taxpayers, £75,000 or £150,000 per couple, and that's per bank. So if you've got 6 accounts, that's £900,000.
What if I've got hang on? What if I've got £950,000?
Then you treat it like an investment. Anyone who believes that placing money in a bank should be guaranteed by all the other taxpayers, well, that is the ultimate cronyism and distributionism. What does that mean by that? It means everyone else is paying millionaires for securing their £1 million.
Jonathan, why is the world economy just not moving on? Is there one key factor that is dragging everyone down?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a number, but they're all related. It's called debt. We've had for 25 years an absolute explosion of debt. We are now in the fallout of the biggest debt bubble in human history, and we are probably turning Japanese. 20 years of low or no growth, aka an economic depression.
Jonathan, thank you. Hertfordshire-based economist and wealth manager Jonathan Davis. Look, some people think he sounds like the Merchant of Doom. I've got to say, so far, in the last 5, 6, 7 years, he's been proved right. He's been proved right. Interest rates are going to stay at record lows for a bit longer because the economy globally is about to collapse again. Oh, blimey, not all over again. We've been through it before.